Today we are going to have a very basic session. Today I will show you how to make more money from your money. Now, I know it sounds easy and I'm saying a simple session, but I can tell you making money from your money is one of the most difficult things that I ever did in my life, especially when you try to win consistently, and consistently is the key. So today we are going to go over that. It's something that I am doing with my business consulting clients, but I really want to help you and I will try to share with you this experience. First of all, we are going to do it step by step. So you cannot go to step number 2 before you finish step number 1. Now it's going to be boring for most of you, okay? Making money is boring. Being poor is exciting. So this is not an exciting session. This is a very boring session. So step number 1 is closing all your high debt interest loans. For example, on your credit card, there is a good chance that you're paying about 25%. Now that's after tax money. The after tax money is considered to be the cream, the money that you should reserve and protect the most. Paying 25% on your credit cards, it's a crime. So if you have a second mortgage with 10% or 12%, whatever it is, or if you have a big line of credit, or maybe credit card debt, or any kind of debt that is high interest will be, let's say, 4% and above. That should be closed immediately. Now, if you don't have the money for that, that's totally fine, but do not invest money until you closed the gap that you have with the high interest. Now, if you think about it, I know it sounds boring, and I told you it's going to be boring. If you think about it, the money, the 25% that you're paying to your credit card can be equal of you putting the same amount of money in a saving. The saving will make you 6% while you're losing 25% on the other place. Now your saving, it's a maybe that you will make the 6% or 10%. Credit card company, it's 100% guarantee that you will lose your 25%. So close all your high debt interest payments, each one of them. That's step number 1. Step number 2. Whenever you reach to the point that you have no high interest payments anymore, you are going to put your money into tax-free and tax-defer vehicles. For example, in the US it will be 401k, maybe there are more programs. In Canada it will be TFSA, RRSP. So you have or RESP to save for the school. You have different vehicles in each country to save money tax-free. Many people will say, okay, it's not that important, but they are stupid. The most of the money that you will pay during your lifetime will be on tax. Tax will be the number 1 expense across every adult's life. So you need to take care of tax, of course, legally, 100%. Legally, but the government will help you do it. Now, if you think about it, it doesn't make sense. The government wants tax. So how can it be that the government is giving you tax defer, which means you're not paying tax right now, you will pay only in 30 years. And the reason is that if you will take your $1,000 into RRSP or 401k, this money in 30 years will become 5,000. And then the government will tax you on the big amount of money, not small. So basically it's a win-win for you and the government. Once you finish and you invested all your money in those tax-free vehicles, once this is maxed up, only then you can go and start doing different type of investments. There is no way in the world why an individual will not invest in tax-free and will start his margin account or non-tax-free or tax-defer accounts before this is maxed up. And I see it all the time. I have no idea why it's happening. Now, Once you have the money to invest, you need to know where to invest. Currently in the stock market, there are very stupid things happening. People are investing, people with no knowledge, they're investing in stocks. Now stock, it's a company. Stock is not something, virtual. Stock, it's a company. If you take your money now, for example, I saw that Hertz went up last week by 50%. Now Hertz is a big name, right? Would you invest in Hertz? Probably yes, it's a great price, and also it's a great name. There is a small problem. Hertz in bankruptcy. Now people do not know that Hertz in bankruptcy because they don't care. They just see a very cheap asset and they buy it. Same thing for airline companies. Would you invest in United Airlines? It's like 60% down, great price, let's do it. The only problem, they have no income. And there is no date, a return to life date, because it's dead. No one is flying now, and people are afraid to fly. And there is no way to know when this market will open. Would you sit with another 300 people in a cage for 5 hours when you know that there is a chance that one of them is sick? It doesn't matter the filtration sealed system, it doesn't matter anything. You're stuck together with 300 people when statistically there is a chance that at least one of them is sick. So this is the problem. Same thing with cruise lines. They're booming, they're going up like crazy. It's because people that are not smart and are not educated, they're putting their money into those vehicles. Now, of course, that one day those vehicles, those assets will go up. I totally get it. But there is also a chance that those companies will not survive. And the same what happens to Hertz, that it went bankrupt. Companies will went bankrupt. Which means if you put your money on United Airlines and it's going dead, you lost all your money. It's 100% loss. And this is what I want to protect. I don't want you to lose money. From the other side, there is a different vehicle that called ETF. ETF, it's a bucket of companies. The safest way that you can go will be the S&P. It's the top 500 companies in the United States in one bucket. And when you're buying the ETF, you're buying a small share of all those 500 companies. If one of them is going bankrupt, or few of them, you're not risking your entire money. The stock will go down, but it will not disappear. So buying ETF will be probably the safest route that you can go. Now, there are lots of types of ETFs. If you want to be diversified, which diversification, it's a pure bullshit, but if you want to be diversified, you can have money in the S&P and maybe technology or biotechnology. You have different ETFs. You can learn it. This session not supposed to be at 5 minutes that you will be a professor in investments, but you can start taking points from this video and start researching it, because this is your financial future. Okay? Now, when you're investing in ETF, your risk is limited, and that's what I'm trying to express here. Okay? So please do not go with individual stocks because you don't know enough. And if you know and you think you know how to understand how to measure a stock or a company, I am telling you that you don't know. Because people like Warren Buffett, very smart people, that they know how to do it and they do it for years, they have an entire division that is specializing in a single company, and they are measuring it all the time. And Warren Buffett, as an example, is not investing in this market, he is selling in this market, even though the market goes up. And it's not because he's old and I heard many stories, he's old, he's stupid. No, he's one of the smartest investors ever lived, and he's not buying in this market. So probably there is something about it. Also, other smart people are not investing in this market because they're expecting that something big will happen very soon. So again, maybe it will happen, maybe not. I'm invested in the market, right? I sold my position back in March 4th, which is a video that I created on this channel, and I said that the market is going down. Same day I sold everything, and the following day market went down dramatically, and when it went down in the beginning of April, I bought again. So I was able to capitalize on the drop and going up. So I personally made lots of money on this crash, and other people that followed my video that did the same also made lots of money. But if you want to know in general what the market is doing, most of the smart people, they are not investing currently in the market. Once you maxed up all your tax-free investments and all your money is there, you can start looking at some insurance vehicles that are tax-free. Those will be on top of your RRSP, 401k. You can make more money without paying taxes. Now, with insurance vehicles, it goes in a way that when you're buying those insurance, and there is a component of life insurance and saving. So you just need to make sure that you're not over-insured and you're not letting your insurance agent lead you to how much money to invest. You need to do some research and understand, so you will not be over-insured. It's a big problem these days that people are over-insured. Okay, so this is the next level. After the RRSP, 401k, you have the insurance vehicles. Once you finish all that and you are maxed up, you have more money to invest, you have no debt anymore, no high interest debt. Mortgage is fine if it's normal interest rate. Once you're going to the next level of the investment, you do not need to stay with the market. You have different ways to invest your money. For example, I'm invested in a medical building, which is, for me, it's a great asset because it's anti-recession. In Canada, the medical doctors, they're getting paid by the government, which means also in times like that, when everything is closed, those doctors still working over the phone. There are different ways to work, and they're able to make money. And because they're making money, they're able to pay the rent to me and the other investors in this medical building. Now, I have more vehicles. For example, I'm investing in second mortgages, which that's probably going to be difficult right now because lots of people will default once the mortgages will stop the mortgage deferral and all those other programs. So this is, for example, a risky asset. But from the other side, I am there for 7 years and I am making about 14% a year. So even if there will be some problem, I did not lose lots of money because I made enough during the years. So just so you know, making money using investments doesn't need to be only stock market or the bank saving account. There are lots of different ways. There are many times that I'm investing into businesses. So I'm giving capital to businesses and taking shares if I think that the business is a good business, right? So you have lots of different ways that you can let your money work for you. The last point that I want to talk to you will be the garbage bag. I understand we're not going to talk really about garbage, but this garbage bag includes lots of insurance agents, wealth managers, and unprofessional people. I personally was exposed most of my life to unprofessional people that took care of my money because I thought that they know more than me. The reality was that I lost insane amount of money for stupid things until the point that I started to learn about the stock market, about investments, taxes. I read books thick like that about taxation and about different ways to invest the money, so I will not be a victim anymore of smart professional people. Make sure that you are not being screwed up by people that don't understand and have zero interest in your money. So you need to be more than what you are. Thank you very much for watching this session. I hope that you will take my points. Thank you very much for watching this session. If you have any comments, anything, shoot it in the comments below. If you like the video, thumbs up. Thank you very much for watching. See you in the next session.